You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show. Heffron and Reep.
Oh, yay!
All the radio announcements actually have a personality. They're not sitting there all monodrone.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you guys are not boring.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep.
Hey everybody, this is John Heffron. Over there, John Reep doing our podcast.
Hey, buddy.
Podcast. This is what we do. We do our podcast. And then we talk about stuff, and then we put it in the podcast world, and then 11 people listen to it.
Well,
That's
we're
what
also, I mean, that's true, but we're also live. You know, right now, as I'm talking, it's December the 13th. It's Monday. It's like 7:32 Eastern Standard Time, and I see people already leaving comments for us. We got Shane and Zach and Angie and Jimmy and Heidi and all these people. We're going to get to your comments about half an hour into the podcast. For the first 30 minutes, we're going to ignore you. But I see you, and I want you to know we're live right now, all right? Heidi Fox says, hello, you guys. See, how would I know that if it weren't live right now? But we're going to ignore that for 30 minutes. We got a lot of catching up to do, buddy.
We got a lot to do. And if you're going right now, you know, we love John Heffron, we love John Reep. We should probably go over there to Spotify and maybe listen to some of their hilarious comedy albums. Guess what? If you went over to Spotify right now to maybe punch in John Heffron or John Reep to listen to some of our albums, guess what? You're not going to find any. There's going to be none. There's going to be no, there's going to be no comedy albums. No 30 years of work or history will be there for you to enjoy. Because Spotify took down all the comedy albums. And the ones that they left up, if you go look at Spotify and go where there's a few people who, you know, see here, those are the people that are okay with not being paid for work that they do. That's why you see those people.
I had questions about that, John. And they Spoken Giants gave you like a shout out too, because you were one of the pioneers of trying to get comedians paid for, rightly so, what they did as writers, not just performers, like a musician would have done. It's a big cut. So I was wondering, I've seen some people are up there. I'm no longer up there. You're not up there.
You're gone.
Our podcasts are still there, I think.
Podcasters are still there, but that's the what's it called? The crux of position. Right. So I wondered this. You wonder if guys like Rogan, who always champion comedians, right? If you just go all the way back to the Mencia stealing, calling out comics, you know what I mean? Right. He's like, he wears a superhero cape and he goes after and he takes care of comedians. He's very purist to the art form. But it's weird if you have the #1 podcast on a platform that doesn't pay the guests that you actually have on your platform.
Is he talking about this? I know that you pay attention sometimes to what other comedians are talking about when it comes to Joe Rogan and podcasting, because I know we've talked about this. You follow him sometimes on YouTube. Yeah. Are they talking about, is Joe Rogan talking about Spotify? Or I've not heard anybody talk about it. And it's kind of bullshit because they took everybody's albums down. It's a $47 billion company, and they Spoken Giants or some other attorneys said, hey, we should probably talk about paying the people. You have a service where you charge people per month to have content. You should maybe pay the people who you're charging for the service. And then they just went, man, and took all of our stuff down. I had Nate Bargatze on not long ago, and we were talking about it briefly. And I said it's like a dad move. Like if you're in the car and there's two kids and dad's driving, and one kid is like, Dad, I want to hear that. Change the radio station. No, turn it back to that station. And dad goes, you know what? How about I turn it off? That's kind of
Yeah.
what Spotify did. Is like, how about none of you are happy? None of you.
Yeah, and then one of the notes I was making was creators are often forced to choose between exposure and compensation, and that's not a fair choice. It should be both. You should be, especially if it's a $47 billion company, and they're literally fighting, dude, over a penny. So if your song gets played on Spotify, it's a like 0.000 something two, you know, so it's like half of a penny or something, and they're trying to bump it up to a penny. And what they're trying to do, and this is where the pushback is, comics never got paid for being writers of the comedy show, of their comedy.
Right.
So if you were Elton John, who's Elton John's Bernie Taupin, the guy who wrote pretty much every Elton John song, right? There's always the person who sings, and then there's a songwriter.
Right.
And everyone knows both of those people get paid. There's people who wrote every one of Garth Brooks' songs. I don't know if he's even ever written his own song, that are bazillionaires because they wrote The Dance or She's Every Woman. Some guy in his living room wrote it and makes millions. So all this company did was register all of us comics as people who actually wrote the material. So then that way, when you get played on air, you get paid twice. You get paid for performing it. You get paid for the live performance, but also for writing it. And that's what every other.
The same as if, let's say, James Taylor, who also wrote some of his own music, he would have gotten paid twice as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm wondering if Spotify had an issue with maybe some comedians who didn't write their own jokes. And are there people coming out of the woodwork who are saying, well, technically I wrote that and he stole it from me, and now we've got a whole nother legal matter on our hands?
That definitely would be a thing, but I know they're trying to go back like 3 years to pay everybody. So that number might be huge.
Yeah.
If you think about how much money Gaffigan's made on online,
right?
Streaming. It's not just, listen, for me, they throw me $400 and we're probably even. So I don't know what the big deal is.
Yeah.
I know what the big deal taking down all my stuff is, but what sucks ass is you lose all that momentum. All the followers you got on Spotify or whatever are just, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's why I think me and you should go back to like Columbia Records and Tapes. I think we should start a $12 a month comedy club, and we'll just send people, our friends, random CDs.
Oh yeah.
You work every weekend. You work with a feature act who's selling CDs, right? Just take like 5 of his, and then when I work with somebody, I'll take 5 of theirs.
Yeah,
and then we'll just send the random feature CDs to people just for a monthly fee.
Okay.
Some of ours every once in a while.
And then you'll have to borrow your grandma's car to listen to it and drive around for a while, like my buddy.
That's gonna be the thing. But it was just weird that a big company like that just takes everybody down. And it's also cool that like there's a lot of big comics who have their albums up that asked to have their stuff taken down. Like Louis Black had all of his albums up, and then he saw everyone's got theirs taken down, and Louis Black was like, I don't want to be the only comic who doesn't have stuff taken down. I need you to take down all my stuff.
Wow. So I'm curious too. So there's Spoken Giants, and then there was this other one. Oh gosh, where we were getting paid, I guess royalties or something from streaming, satellite radio and
that's called
stuff.
Sound Exchange.
Sound Exchange. Is that going to are we going to get screwed on that as well?
I think so. I think we're hosed the other way around. Because
so all that money. Well, actually, you opened me up to this when I first moved back home. You said, "Oh, by the way, have you been collecting your blah blah blah?" I'm like, and then you were like, "Oh, do this, talk to these guys," and I did. I got a huge lump sum from all this back stuff, and then since then, I've been getting a check once a month for a certain amount. Yeah. Are you saying that is no longer going to happen just
I
because
bet you
of
that's going to
Spotify?
change. I bet you that's going to fluctuate a lot to not the direction you want it to go to.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So if you're listening to this, here's what you do now. Everybody listening, you jump over to Pandora and you create a John Heffron and a John Reep station.
Yeah.
You could go download all of our stuff from Apple iTunes. We still get some.
iHeartRadio. I mean, I'm still
We
on
still get
iHeart, I
credit
think.
from that.
Right.
If you want a direct mailer, listen, I know John's price for, $500, he'll leave an outgoing answering machine message on your phone.
Right. Yeah.
Dude,
I'll
got
do that
denied.
for $500.
I was going to use Cameo to promote a date. I was in Chicago this past weekend.
Yeah.
So I was going to get Danny Bonaducci to do a cameo for me to plug the date. And then that guy, Rob Gavorovich, the senator, was he a senator or a governor?
Yeah, the one who went to prison.
Yeah, for selling
For
seats.
Chicago, yeah.
He was trying to sell a Senate seat. So I paid him and said, hey, can you say, hey, this is Rob Gavorovich. John Heffron is performing at the Chicago Improv. I'm not saying I have a seat for sale for him. And then he said he wouldn't do it.
How much was his cameo though?
$100. Totally would have been.
Yeah, that would have been great. How much more would he want for you to say that?
I don't know.
Two separate prices,
Did you ever
obviously has no problem trying to sell things.
Yeah, it was $100. I thought it would have been hilarious. I might just start doing it, but he wouldn't do it. When I don't do Cameo anymore, but when you did it, did you ever get anything that you're like, I'm not saying it? Because I watched those Island Boy guys, Island Boys.
Yeah.
They do Cameo, and it's one of the worst because they just read whatever's in the. They don't even try to figure out them and Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. Really? I was obsessed with watching Sebastian Bach's cameos.
Wow, what'd he do?
Oh, I wish we could pull him up. He would do. He would start really far away and start going, hey, John Reep, it's your birthday. And then he'd show up, be really close to the mic. I heard you like Skid Row. And then he'd shoot like a hoop. And then your friends, Sarah, Jim, John, all think you eat a lot of donuts. It's dude, you have to it made me quit Cameo. Like I stopped because I'm just like, this feels dumb.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm still on there, but my price is a little higher than it's probably what it should be, which is perfect because I don't want to do them every day.
Yeah, then you price yourself up, and then the people who did it, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is going to be perfect.
Yeah, but that's funny that the Island Boys just read exactly what you write. So they go like, hey, it's my friend Larry's birthday. He likes the Island Boys. Can you say something about his beard turning gray? And they just read it.
Yeah, and then they're done. Yeah,
that's funny.
It was so. And then there's these weird things you can do, and a lot of superstars do them, where you can pay for like a 5-minute phone call or 5-minute Zoom call where you just.
Oh, right.
It's very porn star-ish. Like porn stars were doing all this way before.
Oh,
not porn stars, but like respectable actors where you could get them on Zoom and just. It's like a horrible meet and greet when you're just standing there going, hey, I loved you in whatever. Thanks. Where are you from? Good. And it's
like fans only, but like for actors and
for real people. Yeah. I think it'd be funner if you didn't know what celebrity you were gonna get.
Yeah. Somebody just
you go on now and they're like, hey, there's Cumberbatch Bunchemback, there's Brad Pitt, there's Damon, there's Affleck, but there's also couple Disney stars, one of the Island Boy, and you don't know, and it's just a roulette of who you end up talking to.
That would be good. I mean, that would be more entertaining to watch as a third party. You know what I mean? Like if there was a channel of like, watch these two people have to talk to each other, watch a random person try to figure out who that'd be so demeaning if they didn't know who you were and you're standing there like, Oh, that would
Yeah.
hurt my ego a little bit. So wait, I want to also catch up with you because I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. Last week we were off. I couldn't get back in time to go live with you. And then the week prior to that, I was in Nashville, and you and Brad Williams held the fort down. Did a good job. Thank you for that. But in that time, it's been almost 3 weeks, and something's different about you.
Something's diff. Which way? Which way does it go?
Oh, here it is. He's a
What's that thing
married boy. He's off the market. He's a married boy.
Yeah. So we pulled it off. We did our thing. This isn't even a good picture. I don't think. Look how jacked her shoulders are, though. Can't even see it.
She's in.
I sent Alan some pictures. So we had 2 weeks to figure it out and plan one. So I found a space here in town, a woman who owns like a wine bar type thing, kind of really eclectic, kind of cool place. I went to my neighbors at Northern Jerky. They supplied all the food for us. They had food at our house and at like this wine club. I got my buddy ordained who was on his way to it. And then I called him and go, can you do the ceremony and ordain us? So we got ordained in the car, and then we did a vows. It's really easy. You can kind of just check yes or no. I don't want to say this. I don't want to do that. So our vows were, I think we were up there for 4.5 minutes.
Wow.
Was how long? Like a good guest spot. You know,
that's awesome.
Just like a thing. And then afterwards, we did cake, and the whole thing was for maybe an hour long at the most. And then everybody was back at the house. And we had mixed drinks with that, with the drink machine thing that I bought.
Right.
We had karaoke that I had to set up a stage. I'm going to try to send you that one, Alan. So it was amazing. We pulled it off.
Look at that guy.
Right? It's amazing we pulled it off. And now I couldn't have been more excited that we did it that fast, because we didn't have to plan stuff, dude. Like, planning the wedding is stressful. We only had 2 days of planning, and there's too many decisions.
Yeah.
So I have a business idea. I'm not going to share it right now. I'm opening up. Listen, if you live in close to the Michigan area, I'm going to have a facility. I got a whole new master plan. I have a business plan. I just have this idea, dude. It's going to crush it.
Okay.
It's going to crush
it. I
combine, think Halloween superstores with getting married, like Halloween spirit with getting married. I'm going to blow into some towns. We're going to be there for 4 or 5 months. Boom, boom, boom. A couple weddings every couple hours.
So wait, okay, hang on. So the business is you go into certain what if no one wants to get married at that time that you're there? I mean,
everyone needs to get married at any time. I literally talked to 4 people who were all on their second marriages. Yeah. Every one of them was going to do it at the courthouse. Like, had zero problem. And I think that's the thing that people learn from COVID is, we don't need to be around a lot of people.
Yeah.
I happen to think going to a wedding where there's 400 people and you only know 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you buying your cousin's date's meal? Why?
Yeah.
It's stupid. That's dumb. Stop.
Right.
So, somebody was saying that they got married in a courthouse in New York, and they had 90 seconds. So when you went up there, to whoever does it, the justice of the peace or whatever, they hit a stopwatch, and the whole thing's 90 seconds long.
Wow.
And you rattle off, because you just got to, in Michigan, as long as you get presented, like, ladies and gentlemen, here is Mr. and Mrs. Heffron, and then you have the I do's, you could literally talk in gibberish. It doesn't matter. Those are the only 2 ceremonial things that have to take place for it to be a legal wedding.
No kidding. Does it have to be at least 90 seconds?
You could go Hey, John, do you take so and so? Yes, yes. Hey, everybody, here's the Reeps, and you're done. That's as quick as it could be.
Wow.
As long as you have everybody sign off on it.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed. I'm writing a business plan. I don't know how to do one. I've been working out names. I've been figuring out cooler things that I would do. How I would do a couple. How many I would do a week. What location? Yeah, I'm obsessed because ours was so awesome. Ours was literally nobody walked down an aisle. We had like music playing.
How many people were there?
30.
And these 30 people, I mean, you didn't have time to send invites out. How do they know where to go?
We texted everybody. We made a fun text saying that it's a micro elopement. If you want to be there for it, be there for it. But this is what's happening.
Microplement.
Yeah. And people showed up. Service was again 4 minutes long.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think you reach a certain age where it's not like you need, I hope we can dance all night long. We came back to my house and I sent Alan a couple pictures. Maybe it's probably being weird. I made like a karaoke stage with a backdrop, and I've been tricking out my basement to get it ready, and all the work that I put in this farmhouse. It was perfect.
Wow.
It was upstairs held 25 people, downstairs had the kids. We're kind of like doing all the singing thing.
So the 30 people that came, I mean, was it like half your side, half her side? I mean,
her daughter, her family was in town. They're spread out all over the world. So they happen to be in Michigan that day is why we decided to do it.
Okay.
My family side is small.
Yep.
And I even was going to call up friends, just to kind of like paper the room a little bit. And I kind of went,
right, balance it out.
Why? I'm like, why? Why am I going to have random people who I got to check in with to see if they're having a good time? So I called friends of mine who I want back in my life. Like I have my old college roommate who I haven't talked to in about 20 years, just because we all get old and move on and move out of state and stuff. I called that guy, had Andy show up. So just like old time, just like I was 1920 hanging out, having a good friend Ken, and the guy I cheated off of in high school, he married us. All of Michelle's, her mom and kids were there. That was the most important. And then the club let in strangers, which is the only thing I didn't like. But the lady's like, I can't shut down the bar. It's the night before Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So some random people came in, and I was like, that was bugging me, because I was just like, they're gonna walk in right when you're doing the I do's. They're gonna walk in and be like, "What's this?" Yeah. They all sat in the back. They cheered. We gave them champagne. They got some cake. So we made like 10 new friends.
Oh, sweet.
That were here that just will know us every time we come by.
Yeah.
And I think I sent Alan, if you have any pictures, I don't know which ones I sent.
There were some of you cutting a cake, y'all together. You have pictures of the karaoke stuff that you sent?
I sent that.
Okay.
There's a picture of Michelle sitting on an orange couch. I'm
still waiting to get those in. So as soon as they get in, I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, dude, it was awesome. So let me handle it.
Congratulations.
When you get married, let me handle it.
All right. Well, we have an idea of what we're going to do, but I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Ours will be a little bit further away. We're kind of waiting for her daughter to be 18, and she will turn 16 January 1st. So
you got a little bit of time.
Like a couple of years, but I'm happy for you. And so does she travel with you now to most of your gigs, or how is that working out?
Chicago with me this weekend. We went, and then she's been to a few places, enough to where she'll go, do I need to come to everyone? Sorry, I'm
right. No, that's what I'm asking. At some point, the shininess of being traveling with a comedian is going to run off. It's going to wear out.
Yeah.
Is it starting to wear out where she's like, really? I don't have to go to all of them, do I?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
she's
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
to, but it's good.
Yeah.
She sees when there's a bad show or a good
Mhm.
show, and
Yeah.
especially where we were this week, the hotel had no food, so it's just nice. So she learns when I'm complaining that I'm starving to death, and I'm probably going to die because I don't have access to food. That
Yeah.
she, actually got to see that.
Right. Well, you were just in Chicago.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
here we go. Here we go.
That was just like at the wine bar. That was her.
Yeah.
That was her wedding dress. Very
Beautiful.
Jacqueline Onassis kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Yeah.
a very pretty girl. Congrats,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Now, how was her daughters? How many daughters does she have?
She has. I should put this in memory. You
Well,
carry the
my
one.
bad.
There's the thing. There's four daughters.
Daughters.
4 daughters and a son.
all of them were there, and the
And
son.
all of them were there. And a
5
son.
kids.
Yeah.
And then you've met them previously, I imagine. Yeah.
One I met for the first time, but well, not counting FaceTime. I've met them all during. Yeah, I've met everybody in person, like in real life, a bunch.
And they all are John Heffron fans now.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, well, you win the kids over. You're good. Well, congrats again. That's great. Where's your next gig? Where are you off to this weekend?
I am sorry. I was reading somebody saying that so and so already has a wedding package. That's what you do when you have good ideas. People always tell you how they already don't exist, how they already exist.
It's too late.
You don't know. I got some secret sauce that's gonna happen in mine.
Well, can you?
I am in Cleveland, Ohio at Hilarities this weekend, and then home for Christmas, and then December 30th or 31st. I go to this little place called Raleigh, North Carolina. I believe is how they say it there.
Very close.
It's Raleigh, North Carolina. Is where
you're going to Good Nights?
I will be at Good Nights.
Yeah,
I don't know if that building is condemned, or if it's, I don't know if you're allowed to be in that building, but I will be for New Year's Eve.
I was just there not long ago. So everybody who's watching us right now, if you are still in the Raleigh area, go see my boy Heffron and have a good time. Yeah, they're still there. They haven't. They're not. I talked to the owner when I was there, and he said we're not going out of business. We're going to relocate. So they're going to at some point, when they're out of that building, when that lease is up or whatever, they're going to move to a different area, which is actually I'm excited about. It'll be a nicer area, not too far from where they're at now, but it might be a better thing anyway, because where it is now, it's kind of isolated. It's like the only good thing about it was the parking. But where they're going, there'll be other things around it. You'll get more people.
Yeah, and then they had that weird country hip hop bar that was next to him forever.
It was a Have a Nice Day cafe for a while. It was a country thing for the longest time. That thing's changed. I mean, I've been going there that's where I got started. So I will be in Lexington, Kentucky this weekend at Comedy Off Broadway. Come see me. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then I'm off for Christmas. New Year's Eve, I will be at the La Jolla Comedy Store in San Diego. And then from there, I'm going to go up to Los Angeles for the first time since COVID and just chill out and do as many podcasts as I can and comedy and whatnot. So all these dates can be found at heffronandreep.com. Check out our tour dates. John, I think I'm going to open up the comments section now. It's been 30 minutes.
Hey, by the way, I'm starting, and I wish I had music to play because what's game time? Hold on, John. Hold on.
Okay.
No,
well,
that's not
going to
do it. That's what's this one? Crickets? No,
that's crickets.
No, I don't have any good. Okay, so I'm writing a children's book.
Oh, I want to hear about this.
I'm gonna read you the first. I got the first 2 pages. You want to hear the first 2 pages?
I do want to hear the first 2 pages, and so does Jimmy and Sandy and Fathom and Julie. And
I just need an artist. I need to find an artist who could help me draw this book, but in a speedy manner.
Gotcha.
because I'm
Okay.
trying to get it out before Christmas, and I don't think that that's going to be possible.
All right,
Okay.
listen up, artists. There's your
Yeah, it's gonna be
chance.
short. It's a kid's book, so it's written for somebody who's like 2.
Okay.
So it's like 2
What
years old.
what inspired the kids' book?
I made up this book. I made it up while I was talking to this young child. You know me, I was like, that's a bit. That's a thing. Everybody's my test person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Even if you're 2, I'm trying stuff out on it. Okay, I'm gonna give you. Would you like the title, or should I hold the title? And
Is the title like a punchline? Or
title's not the title. Basically, just says everything.
okay, well, give me the title. and
Look how much of this I reveal. Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm not gonna say the title. I'm gonna do page 1 and page 2. This is
Okay.
gonna be good too, because tomorrow or whenever we talk to him, we're gonna have John Snyder, who was Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard, and he'll let you know that he was on that show. And he does a lot of movies on his own, on his ranch or his movie studio. And John, I'm gonna pitch him a buddy movie that me and you can be in, and then we'll see if he'll fund our movie.
Okay.
Would you
I
do
look
like
forward
a
to
super
that.
cheap movie if we could convince him? Would you do it if it was just me and you?
Yes.
Knowing this situation, and I go, listen, I have a really funny idea about just this two. It's a buddy flick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough with all the hard work.
If we could set the parameters of how long we get to shoot it. If we're gonna try and cram a buddy movie, a 2-hour feature-length film into like 3 days of shooting, no way. I would say give us time to breathe and work on it and make it good. So I would want a good month or 2. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Oh yeah. So don't forget next week, John Schneider. If you have questions for John Schneider that you want us to ask, leave them in the comments section. And if I like it, I will read it and say, this is from so-and-so. Like Jimmy Leatherwood, he just said all he needs is information about the characters and he can work up some art for you, John Heffron. So right away, we're getting a good response for your character.
But I don't want any like that stick figure-y type stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm being very, this has to have a feel.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, look, Chuck Roy, comedian Chuck Roy is watching us right now. Oh, love me some Chuck Roy. He said, did John Schneider have a crush on me like I had a crush on him? Chuck, if he had met you, I'm sure 100% he would have. I love me some Chuck Roy.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck, he'll send you a DVD that says he has a crush on you for just a few bucks.
Dude, I got to tell you this real quick. I was in Denver working at the Comedy Works when the Aurora movie shooting happened. Remember that? Guy, I'm talking about the Batman movie, right? And we had to do a show the next night. And so it was like, and he was hosting. And he's like, I got to do an icebreaker or something. I got to do something. And I was like, I don't have the balls to tell this joke, but maybe you could. and he said, and he did it. He went out there and he said something like, it was a tough situation. We all got to get through it together. And he said, I was actually at that theater. Luckily, I wasn't seeing Batman. I was seeing Magic Mike. There was nobody died, but there was a lot of shots fired or something like that. Something about him, beating off to it. It was very funny. It got a huge laugh, and Chuck Roy earned my respect. I mean, he had it before that, but love me some Chuck Roy. He knows what I'm talking about.
He knows the deal.
What's up, Dash Man? How you doing? All right,
John. So here's a preview of my book that I'm gonna try to get done this week. Okay. Here's it, page 1. I don't even know if I had music. I can intro it. I could just do a little better, but this is all I have right now. It's page 1. Little baby Jane is so adorable and kind, but right now she has one important question in her mind. Page 2. She crawls up to her grandma and she gives her dress a shake. Grandma, can you make me blueberry pancakes? That's it. That's it. That's all you get.
It's adorable. I like it. It rhymes. I could see like the illustration's going to be very important to this book.
Yeah.
As they are for all children's book.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want them scary. Like it's a sketch. I remember in the 70s when kids were getting kidnapped, they gave us a cartoon of how not to get in people's cars. And they had like the kid's face was bloody because the guy punched him before I put him in his car. I remember this as in elementary school, a cartoon.
Really?
And to this day, I judge all my cartoons on that.
Wow.
That they don't scare me.
Yeah, I could see like, well, let's think about it. If for a kid's book, the artwork is so important, kind of like Dr. Seuss, right? Like, could you imagine if Dr. Seuss just hired the wrong like artist and it just didn't take off? I mean, it's everything. So it needs to be, as you were describing it, I'll tell you the images that popped in my head, John.
Okay. I'll write them down.
It's like a Norman Rockwell type scene, almost like a 1950s ad for something like for Pancakes or, you know, remember the commercial, the ad where the girl was like joining the army to make rivets and she was like strong and had the bandana.
Right.
Like that kind of a look is what popped up in my head.
And don't you think even with the first 2 pages, it kind of grabs you a little bit, right? Now you're asking yourself a lot of questions. Why does this girl want blueberry pancakes? It seems like a very specific request that this little baby Jane wants.
Yeah, Jackie Betts made a good point. Where the wild things are scared me as a kid. That was kind of scary too. Those monsters. But the artwork was interesting as a kid for me anyway. I liked it. Jackie Betts.
John, you want to just hear page 3? Do you just want to hear page 3?
I want to hear the whole damn book.
Okay, I'm kind of. I don't know how much I want to give away. So
how many pages are there? Are you done with the book already?
There's only 12.
And is the book complete?
The book, the written out part is completely done. I've edited that. Now I got to somehow put the, the drawing with it, and then run it through that Kindle upload to do your own book thing. You know what I mean? So people can get it printed. But I'm just making this for one little kid.
Well,
this is just her little Christmas gift.
Can you just real quick, because it doesn't take long, go ahead and read 1, 2, and then go to 3 at the same time.
Okay. I see. I wish I had better music.
Because now I'm getting into it.
Do you have any like fun music?
Christmas is coming up. This is it's family time.
Yeah.
It's time to get cozy and get family oriented. And I'm in, dude. Okay. So I like the first
if I had good narration music, we take this to a whole nother level. I'll do it live. I'm going to do it dry. Okay. Little baby Jane is so adorable and kind, but right now she has one important question in her mind. She crawls up to her grandma and she gives the dress a shake. Grandma, can you make blueberry pancakes? I can make them speedy and I can make them quick. I can make pancakes so fast, it's like a magic trick. That's page 3. Wow. There's page 3, dude.
Now, wait. So, okay. Why did you write this again? Do you have someone in mind was this you as a kid?
No. It would be technically my new granddaughter.
Okay.
I just kept saying, I got a couple things going with her. A couple like recurring jokes that I've been working on. So I would always say the blueberry pancakes thing to her because they're kids. They like animated. And then I created a rapper called Baby White Noise. You know how that Baby White Noise, that music that just goes shh.
Yeah, I know what white noise is. I don't know what baby white noise is.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be funny if there's a rapper called Baby White Noise. And in the heat, he's like a hype. He's like a sleep hype guy who's like, close your eyelids, close your eyelids. Now it's Baby White Noise. Now everybody shh. And now shh. So I actually have lyrics to a Baby White Noise trance.
That's funny because the word hype guy gets you up. This is like what's the opposite of hype? Because you're trying to get him to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you should do like Baby White Noise, Baby White Noise.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole just super just chill and laid back like that. Yeah. So I'm digging the blueberry pancakes one. I just got to get the artwork done. I don't know if I can get it done before Christmas though, but I'm gonna try.
I do know that if we're talking about your wife, she is an amazing cook because I spent some time over there and she whooped up some stuff and it was delicioso. So I would love to try her blueberry pancakes one day. I'm sure they're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so that'd be a whole. I'm trying to find one more for you, dude.
All right.
You won't be able to hear this.
Jimmy Leatherwood says you do know I do know need a music video and a children's book. I do know need a music video and a children's book. Yeah. There you go. So
can you hear this?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, sorry, bud.
Yeah, Shane wants to know why is there a rush on this? Get it done right. What's the rush? He's saying like take your time, get it the way you want it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I should get it because I got a whole franchise with these. I got a whole franchise idea with this book.
Yeah,
my brain's all over the place.
I'm the same way though. Congratulations. I'm the same way when I get a new idea in my head. It needs to happen immediately. I want to get it out now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good. I'll send you a copy. I'll even put you as one of the kids in one of the other versions.
Okay. That's great. Well, speaking of Christmas and stuff, are you ready? You got gifts? What are you doing? Have y'all decorated?
Well, we had the big wedding, and then this is first Christmas out of the box. So I don't know. Do you do like, hey, let's just put a limit on what we're getting, and then you blow past that limit, or do you start strong, or do you keep it real?
Right.
Your first one out.
I think you gotta come out swinging this first one, dude, and then just let them know. Although that does set a precedent for moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not swing for the fences. Maybe just get like a double. Right. Let's just put it into the outfield. Get on second base with this first Christmas. That way you could go higher if you want, or you could back it down a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't even know what to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I haven't got. Well, I've got one gift for one person, and I got to get other gifts for people. But Mom and I, and we're trying to get everybody on board. And we kind of did this one year. I like this idea. Everyone go to a Goodwill, buy a gift, a gag gift at a Goodwill, and then if you want to spend more money, put it in a gift card, put it in an envelope. But at least you're opening a gift.
Right.
It's funny. And then the card's there as well. So we like to do that. I think we're going to go for that again this year. But I'm not prepared. Not yet. But Mom has done a great job. The house, we got 2 trees. There's Christmas stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And I love this time of year. And it makes, you know what bugs me is I hate when people go, I hate Christmas. I don't like people who don't like Christmas.
Yeah, dude. I'm full in. We have like 3 trees. Walls are full of cardinals. We're having a cardinal theme. Supposed to be some spiritual meaning behind that.
Yeah.
I don't know when Christmas is over how you're gonna redecorate the house because everything looks so cool with all the stuff in it that it's just gonna seem empty. But I'm full on. I got she got me a pair of pajamas, not like, sweatpants with just a t-shirt, like matching pajama top, pajama bottoms, and the bottoms have snaps. So if you so you can like snap it open, or you can snap it extra close, or you can just
you mean unsnap. Like a butt flap?
No, but it's like little baby snaps, like for your front though.
From the front. Okay.
So and so you're not tying anything, and that all matches. And then I have a robe, and then I have big furry sweaters. I'm thinking about getting a nightcap, like just a hat you wear, like Ichabod Crane, that just that just comes all the way down.
Yeah. Something about Christmas always makes me want new
sleeping
pajamas, like a full-on pajama suit,
Whoa.
because that's when you start seeing Christmas movies, and the dad, always has pajama pants with the button-up shirt and sometimes the hat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on this because and here's the thing: I never wear the button-up shirt to the pajamas. I always wear just the pants and a t-shirt. But there will be a time in this month where I put on the button-up part of it, and maybe
good.
a robe.
You feel like you're in a the right uniform. I don't know what the sleeping hat would be like. But I've been wearing. I don't have it in here. It's an old. I don't know. It's from the 1800s. Those hats, like those Canadians wear them. They're like hats, and then they cover your ears too. Like they got big side. I forgot what they're called, but I've been wearing those because it's been freezing around here.
Yeah.
So I got that.
I imagine. Yeah.
Maybe we should get sleeping nightcaps. Maybe there's a thing. Guys used to wear them. So if it's just to keep your head cold, why were they so long? Right? Because I think nightcaps went all the way down. Like, what was the purpose that they were that long?
Right. Why were they that long? And they have to have the ball on the end of it because it kind of weighs the whole thing down. Now it's just like, turn your head too far, you're getting beat in the face with this stupid fuzzy ball. I don't want fuzzy balls.
Yeah, I want to have that experience. I want to come down in one of those nightcappy type not bathing suits, whatever, and have a candle. Like I'm coming down the stairs in my full
the candle.
Have a candle. Yeah, just to see what it's like.
Okay, let's.
I've been getting into dress up. You saw what we dressed up like for Halloween. We dressed like the kids from Sex Ed, and this is just a weird thing. We're going to like Palm Springs area, and I want to just hang out at a pool when it gets a little colder, and I want to dress like a guy from the 60s who'd be hanging out in Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't want any board shorts. I don't want any. I want those cool shirts that like button up and then they have collars on them. Yeah. And go up to your waist.
I wonder what you would look like with a mustache, man. Just a mustache.
I've had. Let me try to show you a picture of the shirt that I'm thinking.
I bet it wouldn't be bad if you had a full-on mustache. Dash Man said he would direct our movie, by the way. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, you need that and good like short shorts. Not too short.
Like James Bond ones.
Yeah. Shane Flint said footed pajamas with a hat is the bomb. I remember having footed pajamas as a kid and I liked it, but the only bad thing about it is putting them on and taking them off. Because the older you get, the more of a pain in the butt that is. You get in the because by the time you get in bed, do you sleep in pajamas, John, or you just lounge around in them? And then when you get into bed, do you take them off?
I sleep in almost as much clothes as possible. I don't like sleeping without socks on, so I have socks on. I have a full set of pants. I will have maybe 2 shirts. So if I'm wearing my pajama top, I will have a shirt underneath that. I'm constantly worried about if you have to run outside or fight somebody who is now in your house. I want to be clothed for that.
So it's not uncomfortable for you when you're tossing and turning, like does your like shirt tail get caught and
it's all loose. It's just all loosey goosey.
I can't sleep with a bunch of stuff on. I like to wear it around the house if I'm hanging out in the recliner watching TV. And then when I get in the bed, it's just my underwear.
I have to shower every time before I go to bed. Like I will not get into bed before I have to take a shower first.
So you have a go to bed ritual that you have to do?
Yeah. and it's a long process. But
That's
I
a good
shower
thing.
100%. I shower first. Like after this, because I've been traveling. When this is over, I will take a shower. I will put on my clothes. We have hot chocolates. We have all these different type of marshmallows. I have candy canes. We're banging through all these Christmas movies.
Yeah.
We're finishing up Yellowstone. Dude, have you seen Yellowstone?
Hang on. Stop the press. Just started watching it. Jody and I, okay, all my friends have been watching it. They're already in the current situation of wherever it is now.
Okay.
And I'm tired of not knowing what they're talking about. So Jody and I decided we're going to start from episode 1, season 1. I bought the season,
Okay.
And so we're on like episode 4 of the first season, and I'm all in,
dude,
and I can't wait to go be with her Wednesday night where we binge it as much as we can before we pass out.
Goes backwards too, right? With Tim McGraw, they're coming out with a new series that takes place in the 1800s.
I think that's a movie, though, isn't it? Is it a series or a movie?
I think it's a series because right now Yellowstone is like 4 or 5 generations of guys that have ran that ranch. And they're going all the way back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
But dude, it makes me, I can't even, on this phone, I don't have it. I actually looked up, how do you dress like the guys on Yellowstone?
Right.
They're just so like, they're just so badassy.
They'll have a good look. Yeah. I mean, where are you at in this series?
I think we finished it, unless there's some new episodes, and then I went back to 1 and just started. And I kind of like doing that with them because then you go, oh, that's why they're so pissed, or that's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's so good, dude.
It is good. I don't know where, I think when my friends were originally talking about it, it's been out, for 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that. I must have checked in halfway, didn't know what was happening, and it was like a slow scene, and I just didn't care about what was going on. But the first episode sets it, and I was like, okay. About halfway into it, I was like, we're in. So can't wait to get caught up on that. But I like the way they dress too. Kevin Costner, I've always been kind of like, he's okay. I like him mostly, but he's not all dynamic. But he's good in this. This is perfect for him.
Because he has the other guys like do all the kind of fighting. It's just a mafia-ish family.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like a Sopranos of the West or something.
Or something.
All right, let me ask you this too, since you were talking about watch a Christmas movie. I mean, I've always said many times my favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. People hate that because it's been played out. It holds up for me. I love it. I'll watch it every year. But here's one that people may have forgotten about that you can watch that's not been played out. Scrooge.
Of a Christmas movie?
Yeah, Christmas movie. Scrooged.
Scrooge is good. I somehow started thinking that, and I know it's not true, Step Brothers have kind of snuck in that it's like more of a holiday movie for me. It's not Christmas. Yeah. But I've let that one in. The Muppets Christmas, I've always thought was hilarious.
Ooh. I gotta check that one out again.
And then here's one that's Christmassy, but it's so old school, but it reminds me of my grandma, is Meet Me in St. Louis. If you haven't seen that one.
No, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
What is that?
Meet Me in St. Louis, and it has the woman from Wizard of Oz is in it. And then there's a little kid who's obsessed with killing things and dead dolls. It's funny. But it was like, it's a movie from the 30s, I think.
Oh, okay. From the 30s.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think. All right. Interesting. Well, there you go. Oh, yeah. Jimmy, of course, someone's going to say Die Hard.
Yeah. And I'm trying to look on bookmarks here.
Oh, Fred Claus. Now, what about this one? Have you seen the new Mel Gibson?
Yeah, maybe next week we'll do.
I mean, it was out last year as a new movie. I didn't get around to watching it, but it's kind of like Santa Claus is a badass. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like it just came out last year.
No,
I haven't
I've
either,
not seen that one.
but I might give it a chance this year. Shane Flint is correct. Bad Santa. Great. You don't want to watch that one with kids or your parents, though, because that first scene where he's basically in the dressing room with the chick and they're doing it in one of the bad holes. You know what I'm saying? It's straight up that. It's butt sex in the first scene. And I went to see Bad Santa with my mom, and I didn't know it was going to be that bad. But it's a great movie. I like it. Yeah, but check out Scrooged. I'm going to check out that Mel Gibson thing. Leave us questions for John Schneider. What do you want us to ask him? Okay, John Heffron has questions because I was in a film that's out right now with John Schneider called Poker Run. And you could watch that if you feel like it. It's out there. Vimeo, Cineflix. And we're going to have John Schneider on next week to talk about that and other things. Am I right?
Should I ask you one of the big questions I want to ask him?
Yeah, sure.
And my internet might be slowing up, so we can maybe wrap it up because I know it's me. But he keeps a lot of Bo Duke in a lot of his stuff because obviously that was a character that he played. And he has a lot of the General Lee type cars in his stuff. But just from doing TV, he probably signed away the rights to what Bo Duke and all that stuff look like. I'm sure when they had the merchandising deal, he gave away himself.
I don't know if that's true because when I went to his studio, I mean, he's got a store on his property and it's all, I mean, it's anything you could imagine that you might want from Dukes of Hazzard that he's selling at his store on his property in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's legal, but I know he's doing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wonder if just nobody cares and they're like, fine, whatever. You're selling it. Or if he has, I just remember from Last Comic Standing, and I have no other reference point. I had videos of me on Last Comic Standing, and my YouTube page got taken down and completely destroyed like 10 years ago that NBC did that. So I wasn't even allowed to show me doing what I do.
Well,
so I was just
we'll definitely ask him about that. I will also, I mean, are we going to ask him about the Alec Baldwin stuff? Because he's been going hard in the paint with Alec Baldwin on that. So possibly that. Lori Ann DeSanto just said the Mel Gibson movie I'm thinking of is called Fat Man. Came out last year. I'm going to give that one a chance. Just because it's new, it's different. I haven't seen it.
Here's what we all want you to do. Here's what we all want you to do. We want you to go to Heffron and Reep performing everywhere from now till the end of the year. I'm in Cleveland, and then I go to Raleigh, North Carolina. John, I forgot where you were.
Lexington, Kentucky. Yep.
Yes.
That Comedy Off Broadway.
Yeah. And then go create Pandora stations for me and John. And then share those stations. Because I'm kind of curious at. And then if you share them and we see them, then I will put underneath there. I've been doing this a lot to you, John. I don't know if you've seen a lot, but I've been going heavy in the paint for we were just talking about this. It's mostly about actresses that don't wear makeup. And they're trying to show how beautiful they are, but I've been posting a lot and people are getting annoyed. But if you post a Pandora station for me and John, two separate ones, we will respond.
There you go. John, your internet is so bad and slow right now.
Wow.
All right. Let's end it. I love you, John Heffron. Heffron and Reep, everybody. Take us out, John or Alan.